In this live self-defense training video, we're going to talk about 5 self-defense, hand-to-hand self-defense techniques you can use. You can pick them up very quickly, learn how to use them. The first one is going to be a punch. A basic punch, you grew up punching. You're going to punch with one hand, but to increase the power, to be able to stop someone from hurting you, to knock them out and move them back, you need to do a fully extended punch. So the first technique is a punch with the front hand or the back hand. You're always going to step back, get in a better position, put the hands between you and the threat. Hand-to-hand combat, you're going to throw the punch by extending the arm and turning the shoulders and hips. When you start to turn your shoulders and hips, you get more reach. You're going to hit him harder, and you're going to start to move him back out of your face. Also, when you take a little step with your front foot, you're going to accelerate the power of that punch. So just pushing your hand out is not enough. Turning your shoulders and hips, that makes it stronger, still not enough. Taking that front foot step or the back foot coming forward, you're going to create a lot of stopping power, a lot of knockout power. So number 1 of the 5 hand-to-hand combat self-defense techniques you can learn is going to be a punch. Now the second one is going to be a palm strike. It's very similar to the punch, and it protects the knuckles. A lot of people will break their hand when they hit something hard, like somebody's head, like a skull. If you open your hand and you pull your hand back and toward you, you're going to expose the heel of the palm right here, the heel of the hand, and that part right there in your hand is going to strike in to his face. Everything else is the same as the punch. You still want to extend all the way into the target with the arm. You want to turn the shoulders and hips to get more distance, more speed, more power. And when you take a step with the foot at the same time, whether it's the front hand or the back hand, you're going to accelerate. Now I want to show you one quick tip, whether you're using the punch or the palm strike or one of the next techniques, is after you throw your technique, I want you to move to the side. Practice 2 punches and a lateral move. 2 palm strikes and a lateral move. It doesn't matter if you go right or left, hit him twice and get out of the way. Now, if you like this kind of content, you like to learn how to defend yourself, I just watched a video about how Vancouver up in Canada is having a lot of the same kind of problems that a lot of other big American cities, a lot of Western cities are having with random stranger attacks, violent attacks. I think it's important that you learn how to be your own first responder, your own bodyguard. If you like this kind of stuff, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up. I will keep making them because you want them. So you're going to strike with the palm. Again, pull your fingers back, extend this hard part of your hand. You can practice punching in the air. You can practice palm striking in the air, the third of the 5 self-defense techniques, hand-to-hand combat self-defense techniques that you're going to learn how to throw is going to be an elbow strike. There are multiple ways to hit with the elbow. And when I say elbow, I'm not talking about a pure martial arts style elbow, like a Muay Thai elbow. You're not trying to cut them with the tip of your elbow. Think about hitting with anywhere from here along this forearm. So think of elbow as elbow or forearm. And you're going to use this elbow to strike coming into the side of the head or into the throat. Hello, Gary. Gary's in the UK. Thanks for that positive comment, Gary. But you're going to do a vertical or a horizontal elbow first. When you do your elbow, bring this hand to the top of your chest, touching the top of your chest so that you get a full range of motion. And when you strike, always go through the target. His head is right here. You're not going to stop here, but you're going to go through it so that you can literally stop the attack, stop him from hurting you by knocking him out using this elbow, maybe into the temple, into the jaw, into the neck, maybe if he's taller, into the ribs, into the arm. You have both elbows, just knock them down a little bit, striking one side and striking the other side. The second way you could throw this elbow is coming straight up. Imagine coming up under his chin or up and into the solar plexus. Driving forward as you take a step with your foot to move your body up and into the attack. Crossing through your midline, putting your helmet on to protect your head. If you get hit while your hand is here, your arm is going to absorb a lot of the impact and you're not going to get knocked out. From here, bringing your hand up, straight in, practice one side, practice the other side. The third way that you're going to use this elbow is bringing your elbow up and dropping it, coming down over the top. Think about temple, jaw, neck, clavicle, in and over the top. All of these techniques require the principles of self-defense. Principles of self, number one is get into a better position. Number two, Take a deep breath and ask yourself, what techniques or what targets can you remove or destroy? His ability to see you, his ability to breathe temporarily or permanently, his ability to use his arm. You just break that clavicle, it's gonna be hard for him to get that hand out to hurt you with it. So your hand comes up and driving down on this angle, coming through his body. The fourth way you can throw this elbow is pulling back. He might be standing behind you. His hands can be on your neck, choking. He can be grabbing your clothes. You're gonna step back, looking out of the corner of one eye, and drive that elbow up higher than his hand. It's gonna knock his hand right off. You're gonna go right into the face, right into the temple for self-defense. You can go to one side, you go to the other side. You can bring that same elbow down and into his body. But when you step with it, as with all the other techniques, stepping in is going to accelerate the power of the strike. So always take a step. So for review, the 5 self-defense techniques. We didn't get to number 4 or 5 yet. Number 1 is just simply punching. Always throw your punches, move to the side. Number 2, palm strikes. Similar to the punch in that you want to extend the arm, rotate through the shoulders and hips, and step in and create stopping power when you hit them. Number 3, throwing elbows. Lots of ways to throw elbows. I want to show you a new one. Bring your hand up and drive it down, right on top of his head, right into the neck. You even jump up a little and drive it. Maybe he's got a good grab on you. Your hand isn't going to come out here, but you can shoot it straight up and drive it down. Right, rake that elbow right along his face. See if you can't break his nose and shatter, right? All that blood comes out, hard for him to breathe. You get away free. Your hands are up and open. You put them between you and the threat. You can now lift your knee. Number 4, the 4th technique that I want you to learn when you learn hand-to-hand combat for self-defense is taking this knee, driving it into his body. Maybe you pull him down as you bring that knee up. Striking. Your hands come up, you tie them up, go behind the head. Neil asked for how to do proper blocks. We'll talk about blocks in a minute. From here, driving it in. From here, driving in. Neil, I have this knees. Number 4 is knees. Neil is asking about blocks. I prefer that you guard and not block. Think about putting your helmet on. Think about guarding instead of thinking about blocking. When people think of blocking, or they learn blocking, they learn how to block up. Traditionally in martial arts, block up and away, block down, middle block, knife block, wrist block. There are lots of great ways to block. You can do 2 hands at the same time. And I think they look great in forms and look great in movies, especially you have a stuntman, you're a stuntman, you're doing the choreography. All these blocks work really well. In the real world, I'd rather see you guard and learn how to parry. Parry is when the punch is coming in and you just push it off the center line. Learn how to parry. Don't worry about blocking. Don't reach out. You start to reach out, you expose yourself. Learn how to cover up. Put your hands up, get in this flinch block, cover up here. Move your body with it. Learn how to do this. And then, even better than blocking, hit him before he hits you. You're not gonna block and punch. You can, I've done that in self-defense, not self-defense, more of a street fight. All kinds of stupid fights when I was younger. Yeah, you can do it, especially if they're untrained. But what if they have a weapon? I've also seen a Marine picked up his rifle. He was in the middle of a big bar fight out in the desert right before deployment, and he's holding with the guards. You know what I'm talking about if you've ever had it in the old M16, right? And then M4s are like that. You have the rifle guard or the barrel guard, and he swings it. The other guy blocked it instinctively, and then his arm just broke it and shattered it. I saw in a tournament, the guy throws a nice roundhouse kick. The other guy really had no experience, did a low block. His arm just turned into a U. It happens, I've seen the U arm a few times, more than once, more than 3 or 4 times, where someone's gone to block and his leg's bigger than your arm. Don't block the leg. Instead of blocking the leg, put the hand across the body, or learn, you can block this way, right? Learn how to throw a punch, block this way, across the body, but keep it tight. If you do have to block, keep everything tight so your body absorbs it. Don't reach out, but better yet, cover up before he hits you, strike, hit him, palm strike him, throw that elbow, your hands are here, tie him up. Number 4, drive that knee into his body, and put them on the ground in the fight as fast as possible. The fifth of the 5 hand-to-hand combat self-defense techniques I want you to learn today is a simple kick. And we're gonna kick for self-defense. We're never going up to the head. You're not Billy Jack, I'm not Billy Jack. I'm not Bill Superfoot Wallace. I'm taking his foot, and you're gonna do an elliptical kick where you turn your knee out, and the bottom of your foot comes in, your hand's here, you're just gonna drive it right into his shin, right into his ankle, coming forward. His eyes are up here, he's throwing at you, you've covered up a little bit. You're gonna take this foot here and just bring it up. The bottom of your foot, especially with a hard shoe, you're gonna drive it right into his leg. And hopefully you're gonna hyperextend that leg, knock him to the ground, follow up a couple of punches, or elbows, drive a knee, a few palm strikes, but keep it super simple. Self-defense has to be super simple if it's gonna work. The more complex it is, the more you have to twist and turn, joint locks, pressure points. And I want to say one thing real quick about pressure points. I love them, to me it's like Aikido and a lot of, oh hello Robert, Robert's here watching on his lunch break. It's like these esoteric martial arts with a lot of intricate aesthetic martial arts, things that look pretty or things that are interesting, right? They all work really well in the movies, right? You want to learn how to fight like Jason Bourne, learn how to do all this cool stuff with your hands. You learn how to fight Sinawali with the stick. All that works great when you have a partner who's feeding you and you're feeding them and you've choreographed it, you've trained it. But for self-defense, when that thug's coming down the street, just clocking people, hitting people, I don't want you to get knocked out as you try to do a fancy block or grab his arm and do a throw. I'd rather you have your hands up, get covered up, throw a couple palm strikes, get to the side, drive an elbow, down on the top, throw a knee, maybe throw your foot into his lower leg, and then move out of there, get out of there. But don't get into this idea that you have, in Kung Fu, I mean, I love Kung Fu movies, but they really work well in the movies. They work well in the movies. Simplicity, yes. Andy says, love simplicity. Hey, Ali, oh, it's good to see you. Keep it simple. Don't get fancy. When it comes to self-defense, learn martial arts because it's good for your mind. It's good for your body, it keeps you strong. You learn something interesting, something different. Your brain gets more flexible. You'll age better. But learn self-defense and keep it simple. Principles are more effective than techniques. Principles are more important. Doesn't matter what your technique is, whether it's a palm or a kick or a punch or a grapple, wrestle somebody, knock them to the ground. More important is get in a better position. Use a command. Back up, you're too close. Tell him, get away from me. I'm going to defend myself. And then if he closes the distance, you ask yourself the question, where are you going to hit him? And that has to do with what are you going to remove or destroy? His ability to see, breathe permanently, temporarily. His ability to stand up and breathe. Go down into the groin. Maybe when you throw that elbow strike, you go in for the ribs or you go in for one of his joints because they break easier than the bones. Or you throw that kick. Maybe you do this powerful kick right into his knee and shatter his knee. Put him on the ground for self-defense. What you throw isn't as important as where you throw. The target that you decide to remove or destroy. And think of violence against violence. Close with and destroy. Violence of action, over and over and over. Not one and done, but until you win the fight. Fight's not over till you win. You guys have been awesome. Please subscribe. Give me the thumbs up. Trying to get this in real quick. I got to run fast, Aaron. And yeah, it's Billy Jack night. Yeah, when you watch Billy Jack, look for all the wokeness. I didn't realize it until I was much older. Billy Jack is all about global warming. How funny is that? It's almost impossible to watch because of all that. Just to put it on mute and fast forward to the action shots, right? When he puts his foot on the side of the guy's face. Or better, I think the Billy Jack remix, which was that movie with the one Wayans brother, where he acts like the drill instructor, the ROTC guy or whatever. That's much more funny. That's a better version. And it's got the same kick on the side of the guy's face. Anyway, you guys have been awesome. Please put that in the comment section below if you can remember the name of that movie. Major Pain. Go watch Major Pain instead of Billy Jack and you will have a much better time. You guys have been awesome. I'll see you in just a little bit. Thank you very much.